Hey y'all, my name's Megan. I'm a homeschool mom of two, and welcome to my channel. Okay, I am super excited about today's video because it is a collaboration with all of my lovely secular homeschooling YouTube friends, and I'm hosting this one. Today, we're going to be having a little discussion about our homeschool goals and intentions for 2022. So make sure that you check out the playlist below, and I really hope that you guys get connected with some awesome homeschool YouTubers that speak to you, like building a community. I'm a little hesitant to really put any resolutions or goals for this year because we all know how the last 2 years have gone. But I think it's important to live intentionally. I just don't want life to happen to me, right? I want to build and create a life that honors my family's values and who we are as individuals. And I just don't believe that that's ever just going to happen. I don't mean it's never going to happen. I just mean it's never going to happen by circumstance or by accident. I think that all of those things are going to come together because we put in a little effort. So when setting intentions for the remainder of our school year, but also for 2022 in general, I'm choosing to focus on the mental health of myself and my family, and I want to work at building and strengthening the relationships that we have with each other. And so in order to do that, I've really chosen 3 words. Like, yes, I'm that person who chooses words for their year, but this year I just couldn't choose one single word. So I did go with 3 that I'm using as guideposts to really build the roadmap for where I want to take our homeschool and our family through the spring and through the rest of 2022. So let's get into it, and I'm going to share my words with you. Ooh, there be a rhyme. The first word that I am choosing to set as an intention for our homeschool this year is hope. And we're going to be going with Brene Brown's definition for hope. Of course we are. She's a genius. I'm linking something of hers down below. And Brene Brown says that hope is the feeling of possibility, affirmation, and potential. And y'all, I just need all 3 of those things in my basket right now, okay? The last 2 years has just, I have felt like we have been in a holding pattern, right? I mean, I have felt that way as an individual. I have felt that in our family, in our community. I'm sure that you guys can on some level empathize with what I'm saying. And I'm really ready to be out of that place of just like feeling like we're in a waiting room, like, oh, can we go? No, can we go? Can we go? I'm ready to have big dreams, and I'm ready to move forward into the future by making plans and just having that hope. And I want to share with you guys this quote from one of my favorite philosophers, Noam Chomsky, and it directly references the importance of each of us holding on to that feeling of possibility, affirmation, and potential. Okay, so I'm actually going to do something real unprofesh, and I'm bringing my computer up here so that I can read this to you. This is a quote about hope from Noam Chomsky. If you assume that there is no hope, you guarantee that there will be no hope. If you assume that there is an instinct for freedom, that there are opportunities to change things, then there is a possibility that you can contribute to making a better world. I just love that. Because if we assume that hope is not there, then it isn't. But if we can build it into our lives and really push and make ourselves affirm that it exists, then it does. And I'm just ready for that feeling. I'm ready for the feeling of hope and looking forward to the possibilities and potentials that a future holds for myself, my kids, our homeschool, and our family. How are we implementing this into our homeschool, right? Okay, well, the way that I have decided to really pursue hope in our homeschool is that we have made a year-long commitment to studying civil rights movements. We started that this month with studying the work of Martin Luther King Jr. We're going to continue it next month by studying the civil rights movement, then women's rights, and then we'll probably finish at the end of the year looking at Chicano rights movements, or what is sometimes referenced as brown power movements, and then red power movements. I'm not using that as a derogatory term. That is the term given to the rights, the movement of indigenous people to seek equal rights in the United States. And I really think that when you look at the civil rights movements, when you make that commitment to study this history of struggle, therein I find a tremendous amount of hope, because you are studying about and looking at individuals who, just normal people, overcame just absolutely dramatic odds, just insurmountable struggle, but they did it, right? And they accomplished these insane goals and really changed the American system. And I just think if you can't find hope in that, or inspiration to hope, I don't know where you're gonna find it, okay? So the second word that we are setting as an intention in our homeschool this year and in our family is the word conviction. No, we're not finding anybody guilty around here, but we're actually using the word conviction as kind of a peg to hang our hat on the fact that I'm ready to step into and live my values and beliefs, and also those that we hold as a family. I think that for a long time as homeschoolers, this is our 4th year homeschooling, but for a long time, especially in the beginning, I spent so much time almost like apologizing for being a homeschooler, apologizing to friends and casual acquaintances, or apologizing to my family. And I don't actually mean like making a formal, we are sorry sort of statement, but that in conversations it'd be like, I know we're weird, right? Or I know we're doing this thing, but blah, blah, blah. And I'm really ready to step into the conviction of saying, no, I know for a fact that this is what is right for my family, and this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to hold my head up high and say, yeah, yes, we are homeschoolers. And taking that a step further, that we are a secular homeschooling family, which is something that in homeschool communities, I know we talk about this a lot, can be very, very isolating. And I'm really just moving forward in knowing that I am worthy, that our homeschool is worthy, these convictions and endeavors are worthy, and I'm not going to trade our identity just to fit in to a homeschool community locally or at large, right? We're going to seek true acceptance. And you guys, this is totally because I am reading Brene Brown's book right now, The Gifts of Imperfection. I'm going to list that below. If you're not familiar, because I know this is the second time I've referenced her, Brene Brown is many things, but what I'd like to reference her as for the purposes of this video is that she's a shame researcher. She is someone who has done extensive studies on why we kind of deny ourselves and who we are, and the damage that that does not only to us but also to our kiddos. And I want to make sure that I'm leading by example, that we're really going into 2022 with a firm conviction of who we are and what we are doing. And that's just going to guide all of the choices that I make for our homeschool. I will tell you that YouTube has been such a big check on making that a reality, right? Moving with conviction into our beliefs. And I have got to also say that choosing to be an active participant in social media and not just an observer has really made a huge difference for me. So I am just saying, like, shout out to me below in the comments. Say hey to your girl, right? Go follow me on Instagram. Let's just have conversations. Let's share our struggles and really build a community. And that has been huge for me. So conviction being our second word. Our third word, and the final one that I will say I am setting as an intention for 2022, is simply the word happiness. And I know that saying that, like, I'm just setting the intention to be happy, just sounds real dumb. But here's actually what I mean by that. I think that with the stress of Christmas and leading through December of this past year, I really found myself in our homeschool, but also as a mother and as a person, feeling really unhappy. And not in a way that I would say like led to the point of being like a depressive state, because I've certainly been there, and I'm not trying to say anything negative about acknowledging being in a depressive state, right? That's just not where I was. I was unhappy, and I was really unhappy with how I had let pressures or expectations of what I thought people wanted or needed from me really just like weigh heavily on who I was. And I think because of that, our homeschool, we didn't really struggle. We had a ton of fun in December, but I struggled with feeling like we were moving in a direction that was as rich in value and education as it could be, right? As I really felt like we were not like living our fullest. And by happiness, I mean choosing the lifestyle of homeschooling really just opens the door. I mean, kicks open the gate of being able to build happiness for us as a family choice. And I know for so many of you guys as well. And we can lose sight of that, right? We can lose sight of that in the getting the to-do lists done or moving through the curriculums or doing whatever it is, you know, trying to make sure that our kids present as well educated, right? I mean, I think we all have at one point or another slipped into that expectation, but it just zaps the happiness out of our homeschool when we do that, right? And so when I make the word happiness, it's like to remind myself that, oh yeah, if my 3-year-old comes up to me and says, hide and seek, like, let's take a minute to play hide and seek, because those moments aren't going to be forever. They fill me with happiness, and it is what makes the flexibility of this lifestyle worth it. If it's the middle of winter, which it is here now, so if you can see, I'm using this super heavy fill light, and it's the afternoon when I'm filming it, right, this video right now, you guys. It's just so dark outside that when the sunshine comes out, like, say yes to being happy and stepping into that, like, we're abandoning what we're doing today, we're getting outside, we're gonna soak up that sun and just be happy together. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I think it does. I don't know. I'm choose to be happy about it. I know that. Okay, you guys, that is really all I have for y'all today. I just wanted to share with you where I'm trying to take our homeschool this year. And this channel's just going to get drugged right along, right? You're the skier to my speedboat. So the 3 words that we're sticking with for intention, just to recap, is that we are looking at hope, conviction, and happiness. Do not forget to check out the rest of the ladies and creators down in the playlist below, as well as tell me what your goals and intentions for 2022 are as well. You might have some good ones that I just want to like copycat, so let me know. And you know what I'm going to say now, right? Is it perfect? No, baby. And it was never, ever, ever going to be. And it never was. And it never will be. And 2022 won't be. Okay? But is it done? For today, this video is. So until next time, bye. Dance break. I'm enjoying putting them here now. Happy New Year, y'all! That's unfair. What do they call them? Air horn noises.